What has happened, people? Let's just walk through what we're looking for today. A bit of a recap yesterday. I took a sell break even on GU in here yesterday. Exactly followed the plan. The move wanted to come later when we took an hourly decisional. So that's perfectly fine. I wasn't up for that. There was a buy entry here, but nothing for me personally at this time of year. So I would say this will be my last day with the market update. I would say from today onwards, it's going to be pretty shitty. We've got news all over the next couple of hours. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure to like this. I've got breakdowns coming as of tomorrow. So every second day we'll have a breakdown of some sort. And then the educational staff starts in 14 days, so 2 weeks from that. But what we're kind of expecting today, I will start with EU for what I'm expecting today. So for kind of mark out what's happened yesterday, we've had our next break here. Really, really clean, obvious break, working internally through that there. Once you break the new high, kind of like that. That was the bigger break here. So I more or less am looking for a bit of a sell-off now. We have taken the decisional that broke through that high, and we have started to push up off of that decisional. So what I would be looking to have happen, we did come into the extreme range here. We've got a clear conflict of what I'm actually looking for here already. This point shouldn't hold given we've come to extreme, but if it is a trap, we will react off here. I would say we're not going to, just given what the current go is. What I more or less think is going to have happen is this is going to get used as a trap of some sort. So what I'd be looking at is either one, buy off of this, or two, catch the intermediate sell off of this to come and take this liquidity and to come and take this point, because I don't believe this should have held yesterday. For me, it didn't hold any weight anyway. So I'm quite happy to continue to sell off of that, and that's kind of the plan there. Don't mind me. That's the plan there. So we'll see what obviously happens with that. Like I said, we've got news and stuff, so I don't actually see that coming. That's my entry there. In terms of what I'm looking for today on GU, I actually see both sides of the markets. I don't like this as a decisional take to then sell off. It is an hourly decisional that did break the low. So it is a valid take of liquidity to now sell. But I don't actually love it. So what I'll do is I've already journaled all of that. Let's remove that. Got our internal break. We've got this area of decisional which we reacted off of, and we've continued to pull down. We still haven't taken the decisional. So what I'd be looking for on GU is two things. We've got either pull down into here, buy up to here, then sell down lower. I like that idea. That's actually really quite clean, so I will be open to that. Or what you'll find is we actually react off the area we're reacting off of now and push up higher. I'm happy to take a sell out of here. Okay, now it is against current momentum, but given the 4-hour point we're in, it is due for a retracement, and it's giving that complex pullback now as we speak. Until we break this low again, the complex pullback hasn't been confirmed. So I'm open to that. I quite like that idea. I think that makes a lot of sense. So I will be open to looking at that. But like I said, there's lots of news today. We'll have to see what happens. But I am open to that idea. USDCAD, GBPUSD is 100% the best so far. USDCAD, I'm not working with anything sideways at a new range. AU, that's what we wanted yesterday. It didn't happen. It's kind of just melted off and internally broken more or less again. I don't want to buy from this area. I don't actually see this area as really valid to buy anymore. It's already racked off of it anyway. So I'd kind of be looking for is the take of this high. We can sell from this high, so either the mitigation of this point to then sell or the take of this high. So we've got that or that. They're the two options on AU. I'll have an alert at the top. I think it's more likely we actually take the high and then sell. All of this area in here doesn't hold too much weight. If I go on the hourly, that's not my hourly point either. That's really nothing. So I would say either from that area, or what we'll do is we'll get a decent retracement. And I still like sells from this previous area here, which is my extreme. I still like that. Everything's more or less filled in here. And on the hourly, that would more or less be my last point. So I'm happy to continue selling either one of these points. Buying for me is more or less off the cards. at least until it decides what it wants to do. I don't like this area as a demand to supply either. I would rather use this one as a demand to supply. That to me is more or less a trap. So if we come up into this area of liquidity here, I would say we're coming for here, where we can catch that sell here. So that's my thinking with AU. Gold, I imagine, is still kind of messing around. It's like I said, it's at the top of that 15-minute point, and it did nothing yesterday, so nothing on gold. And then the DXY is still looking for that retracement. It's now come to the lower extreme, which is really, really clean, and now it's kind of pushing its way back up. I would expect it to push its way back up. So I'm expecting the DXY to move up, which means all the other pairs would move down. So just a quick kind of run over what I'm expecting. I want to sell on this. We've mitigated this point after this. It could be an internal break, which is quite clean. Means this point will be as a trap. Kind of push ourselves up here to then sell. EU is the hardest one to read today. GU, really, really good, quite clean. I would like to buy off this area. If not, sells anywhere else for me off the cards. I don't want to actually sell in this area. I don't like that inducement enough to sell from it. Given my rules, I'll need to wait until it comes up to here. So if it does come up to here, I'm happy to wait there. I won't be doing anything in between this range here. USDCAD, absolutely nothing in my opinion can be done. AU, we've got 3 options selling from either of those areas. Gold, nothing, and then the DXY supports our bias on those other pairs. So this will probably, like I said, my last market update. There will be more educational stuff, back testing, etc. That'll kind of be looked over. And kind of go from there. So let's finish this week out strong. Last week of the trading year, and continue those habits, ready for the start of next year.